All right, hello once again. Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD 1000 Web Development Technologies course, I've been going through this Learn web page type of series that's out on the Mozilla Developer Network, and I'm in the middle of the HTML section talking about adding a custom icon to your site. Now, in the last the last tape, I finally, I think, got in this, which was my icon with the St. Louis Arch. We're going to find out right now whether or not that worked, because I'm going to come in and in the head section of my document, I'm going to come in there and I'll just put this at the bottom. It really, again, doesn't matter. But there's my link. All right, and favicon.ico. So let's see. Now you'll know right away whether or not this works, because this thing that says I love Mo, as soon as I come in here and I refresh, if it changes to the arch, it worked. And it did. Now it's kind of hard to see it on there. Guess I could have made it a little bit bigger, but you get the idea. All right, so what did I end up doing in here? Well, let's go back and let's take a look. Okay. It says to further enrich your site design, you can add references to custom icons in your metadata. The most common is the favicon, short for favorites icon. The favicon has been around for many years. It says it's a 16-pixel square icon used in multiple places. All right. It says it can be added to your page by doing basically what I did. It says saving it to the same directory as the index page with a .ico format. All right. Now, what if I didn't want to do it this way? All right. I could have done it much easier than the way that I did it. What I want to do is show you something here. That is this. I'm going to go back to here, my I Love Mo. All right. And I've got in here, this was the original thing that I saved as favicon.jpg. So let's look at that. So this is what that, well, I guess that's small too. So let's make this bigger. It was originally like 620 by 600, but I'm just going to come in here and make this 600 just so you can see it. Okay. So there it is. Whoa, that wouldn't be good. But you don't get the idea. I guess that I could make it bigger if I want to. I'm not going to change that size. So let's see, what else do I have in here? Well, here's one that we just called Arch. So that was a ping file. And let's look at that in Paint. Now that's a lot bigger. We'll use this one. All right. Now what I want to show you though is this is the arch.ping file. Okay. And what I want to show you here is I can come in here and I can say in Google ICO, how about Favicon Generator? Probably should have done it this way. It might have made it a lot easier. So Favicon Generator for perfect icons for all browsers. So I'm going to click on there, and it says check your existing favicon, etc. Select your image. Let's just grab one of these just to see if we can make this work. Okay, so I'm going to grab, well, that's the HTML5 image right there. All right, so, oh, maybe I don't even have to do it that way. So let's come in here, and again, we'll grab this arch. Okay, so we've got that. It says your favicon is not correct. Your picture could not be processed. Oh, doesn't like something about it. What if we did this? Let's see. What I'm trying to get across to you is if we go into Google Images, and I'm going to try putting in here, I don't know, web page, icon. Okay, there's one. We'll just grab this one. That's fine. So I'm going to do a file, save image as, and I'll put it out here, and I'll call it web page. All right. Now let's see if we can use that generator on this or if we cannot. So it says select your favorite image. There it is. All right, it says the strict minimum is 70 by 70. Yours is 225 by 225, which is okay, but it's recommended to use a picture of at least 260 by 260. It says if you still want to use it, you can, but some of the derivated icons will not be generated, such as high resolution. That's okay. I'm going to continue with this. All right. So let's see. Generate your favicons and the HTML code. Okay. So we've got these right here. Okay. And these are the ones that got created for us. So it says download your Favicon package. There it is. So let's take a look at it. Let's extract it. Let's open it. There they are. Now there's a 32 by 32 right there, Favicon. Okay. So I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to go onto my site, my I Love Mo site. And just in case this doesn't work, I'm going to grab this Favicon that we had here and call it Favicon Old. And I'm going to paste in the Favicon. There it is, 32 by 32. All right, right there. And I'm going to just change the name of it just to Favicon. So there it is. This is the one that we just did. Let's open it in Paint. So hopefully you can see that. There it is. If I make it too big, of course, you can't read it, but you get the idea. All right, now let's go back to our I Love Mo page, which currently had a picture of the arch, and I'm going to refresh, and it is changed. Now it looks like it went back to the old one that was there, and I don't know if that's because we gave it a wrong size or exactly what I did there. So that was it. Some reason it got saved as a ping file. So let's just copy it. So I'm going to copy favicon.png to favicon.ico. And there it is. Let's get rid of all this old junk that I don't think we need anymore. So delete. I'm going to leave that old one in there. Delete, delete, and delete. So ideally it's going to bring up now this one that you see right there. Again, it was this thing. Okay, so let's look and see if indeed it worked. So all I should have to do is refresh to see if that icon changes. And you can see that it did. Okay. All right, no biggie. I just wanted to show you that you can either generate your own icons or you can use existing ones. Okay, whichever way you'd prefer. All right, we've looked a little bit already at applying CSS to our HTML. We haven't really looked at applying JavaScript, so I'll do that in just a second. But this is very similar to what we had. We've got the link tag, which means that we're going to link. The relationship will be that it's a style sheet, and its location or its hypertext reference, in our case, was under css/styles.css. Now you can do a similar type of thing. All right, and I'm going to do that right now with your JavaScript. So let's put that in as well. Now, it's going to link to a file that as of right now does not exist in here, just so you know. So I'm just going to grab this code just so I have it. And mine will, I'll say JS slash, I'm going to call it script.js. We'll get to the refer. We'll look at all this in just a minute. So let me grab this right there. I'm going to go into my file here, and it doesn't matter really where we put it, but we will put it right underneath the link for our spreadsheet. Now, if we do this right now, nothing will happen because we don't have this file. So let's go into our JS folder that's right here, and let's create a new file, and we'll call it script.js. All right, and I'm going to put a single line in here that says alert, welcome to the I Love Mo web page. So we'll see whether or not that works. All right, so save. All right, and then let's come back. We'll talk about it in just a minute. But first, let's go into here. Let's bring this up and let's refresh. And it didn't show anything. Didn't think I'd have to put anything else in there, but we'll find out in just a second. We've still got this showing. Let's grab this just to try to make it easy. We're going to grab this that currently works, as you can see, and we're going to grab that and put that into our script.js file. So that's probably a cleaner way of doing this anyway. So I'm going to, in this script file, all right, we've got that right here. This new date, etc. So I'm going to say in here var script. How did we put that in? Source equals JS slash script.js. All right, and I'm going to grab all of this stuff that's in here. I don't know if this will work or not, but we're trying it anyway. And we're going to take that and put that, let's try to put that in here. Okay, now if it doesn't work, if I broke it, I can always move it back again. There's my welcome. And there's my time. And my time, let's see if it's being updated. Well, again, I've got my welcome. And it is being updated. So all I'm trying to show you here, not really all that well, but what I'm trying to show you here is we've got this alert, which we really don't need now. Okay, so I can delete that. And what we're doing in this file is we're saying, run this. So what that should be doing then is it should be going out here and doing the same stuff that we did inline before. The difference is now what we're doing is we're putting our JavaScript into its own file. All right, now we should be able to take this, and I think I've got it in there. The reason that that thing was printing out twice was I had that already in here like this. But now I've got it in here. And let's talk about what the defer means. But first, let's run it, make sure I didn't break anything. So refresh. All looks okay. It says 906.38. Let's refresh again, 906.43. It's still working. The defer means the way that this stuff gets loaded into the system is typically all of the HTML gets loaded and parsed, then the CSS gets loaded and parsed, then the JavaScript gets loaded and parsed. All right, and it says here this Boolean attribute is set to indicate to the browser that a script is meant to be executed after the document has been parsed, but before firing the document object model or DOM content loaded event. It says this will prevent the event from firing until the script is loaded and finished evaluating. Is this a big thing? Well, what's recommended is there have been arguments over the years. Do we put script tags in the head section? Do we put them in the body section? All right. Well, putting them in the body section, you load the head before the body. So putting it in the body section seemed for a long time to be clearer or a better way of doing it. But now you oftentimes see this, which basically says, hey, if you've got any corresponding scripts that are going to affect anything in our HTML and our CSS, don't run them, please, until everything has been loaded. Okay. All right, so they've got their own example in here, which is fine. Now, I didn't show this, and this is what we're going to end this with. We're at 16 minutes, so we're doing just fine for time. This HTML and lang equals ENUS. All right, now, I didn't show this before, and I'm surprised, but I'm going to try to validate this again. But this is our document right now, right? Where are we? We're right here. Oh, we've already got that. So this says that the language equals English. Now, they put ENUS, but I'm going to leave this out. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to remove it. In fact, let's put it in. We'll do it like this. I'm going to comment this line out, and then I'm going to put it in again with just an HTML. Nothing else. So I don't have my language equals English in there anymore. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to highlight all of it. I'm going to go back to the validator that we had up before, which I probably since closed. I'm going to open up the validation service. I'm going to go into direct input. I'm going to paste it in, and I'm going to click check. And you'll notice I now get a warning. It says, consider adding a language attribute to HTML to declare the language for this content. It's not an error, but it's saying good practices say that you put that in. So let's reverse what we put in here. In other words, let's comment out, come on, let's comment out this one, and let's uncomment this one. Let's go back to our validator. Let's remove everything that's in here. Okay, let's put it in again and click check. And now it's green. No error. But we have in here language equals English, and the other one has been commented out. We really don't even need the other one. So let's take that whole line here and let's just remove it and save again. All right. So, as it says, this marks the end of our quick-fire tour of the HTML head section. So we've now gone through getting started and what's in the head. So next we will run into or go into HTML text fundamentals. We are on our third of 9 sections in here. So I'll be back with that in just a couple minutes.